Three nerds, endless tangents, no comic required. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
No, I'm Jason.
Oh boy!
We doing that now? We didn't do that last time.
We didn't do that last time. You introduced us last time.
I know, but you seemed confused last time, so I thought, oh well, I'll do it the real way this time, because I noticed that I kind of closed the show last week with a kind of, you know, these are these two chuckleheads, end of the show, and you guid were like, what the hell?
Oh, what am I, chop liver? Oh,
I'm not going to say anything. Yeah,
okay, cool.
Gentlemen, I have a question for you, and it's a question that occasionally hoves into my craw. Why do we love a good alternate history? Like, why is it that we even entertain the concept of like, oh, but what if they won? Or, but what if this didn't happen? Is it just because we are creatures who can think back and go, well, if that had changed, even though I have no control over it, things would be different. Lord knows how, because I really don't have that kind of foresight.
You don't have a crystal ball, or
I don't have a crystal ball or whatever. That's just cockamamie. But we love the idea of like time travel. I'm not thinking about time travel. I just mean like we like alternate history. Where we're like
what if you could go back and kill Hitler? Like, what would happen?
Exactly. Yeah. Why do we find that fascinating? Do you have a favorite alternate history piece of fiction? What do you suppose that is all about?
So I do have a favorite. I don't read alternate history. This is a whole genre, and
yes,
I think it's in like a golden age right now. Like I see there's a lot of alternate history stuff. I don't read any of it. I do have a favorite, not a book, the Red Alert series of computer games is technically an alternate history.
Really?
And in fact, the whole Command & Conquer series is, but they only really established that it's an alternate history with the Red Alert games, where at the beginning of the game, you know, that game's like famous for having these like cutscenes, right? These FMV cutscenes. And the premise of the game is that in the present, what is it? Yes, someone goes back in time, and I think it's they kill Hitler. Basically, they change it so that World War II doesn't happen. And I think it's Einstein. That's right. Einstein goes back in time, and they prevent, I don't know if he kills Hitler or whatever, but they prevent Hitler from happening. And then like the Soviet Union like starts the war anyway, and like rolls into Europe. And so that's the premise of the game, is that you're the Allies or the Soviet Union, and you're fighting the other one. And then like they kept it going. So then they did like Red Alert 2, and that like picks up from the events of the first game. So it's this whole alternate universe that they just like keep going based on time travel. Yeah. And I found that like fascinating, because that was my first exposure to like, well, you know, just because you kill Hitler doesn't mean you fix everything. Like Europe was still primed for war, and you know, our adversaries became the Soviet Union. Is it really so hard to believe that they might have invaded Europe had, you know, the Nazis not I mean, they did invade Europe, right, to take out the Nazis, but maybe they would have, even if there had been no Nazis there, right?
Exactly.
So I found that was my first exposure to that idea, and I was fascinated by it. I was like, wait, would that have happened? And so that I did a little research on it to see if that was like plausible. And so it's silly. It's an absurd version of an alternate history. But then, of course, you keep reading about it, and it's like, oh, well, then the Command & Conquer games. I don't know if you guys played Command & Conquer.
I'm only aware of it tangentially. Like I knew of it, but I didn't play it. Yeah,
so it's set in the future, and the premise is that there's these two sides, NOD and the GDI. The GDI is sort of like NATO or the UN, if the UN had like real military, and then NOD is like this like terrorist like uprising. But the plot is that this alien thing comes down and starts like growing. It's called Tiberium, and it like transforms the land that it's on, but it's like super, super valuable. So that's the resource that you collect to fuel the construction of your base. But like they retconned, I'm pretty sure it's retconned because they didn't have this idea when they created Command & Conquer, that is the future of the Red Alert universe. Like that's where it's going. So in the past of the Command & Conquer games is the history from the later developed Red Alert games. I was like, oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Fun
it's
little
funny
tidbit about Command & Conquer.
Yeah, I had no idea. I just thought it was like a Wing Commander clone or something.
Right.
No, real-time strategy. It's it's like StarCraft. It was
go. Okay.
StarCraft before StarCraft. So StarCraft, especially StarCraft 2, like blew up, and everyone's like, whoa, StarCraft.
Yes.
Command & Conquer was that for real-time strategy before StarCraft 2 hit.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I remember being introduced to the idea of alternate history because if I was ever exposed to it as a kid up through high school, I would dismiss it out of hand. Like legitimately, people would be like, "What if that this?" I'm like, "But it didn't happen." But like, but what if anything? And then,
but that universe doesn't exist, so what's the point of?
Right, but then I was exposed to it. I think like we were friends with a big nerd whose brother was an even bigger nerd, and he went all in on a lot of alternate history ideas and would always like pose these questions where like if we were talking about anything like historical, he would counter with some piece of fiction that explained the alternate angle of it. And I was like, oh, okay, like I see why you appreciate that. Like I see where you're getting your enthusiasm from, because I appreciate history, though I am terrible at it. I appreciate the concept of like the rationale of teaching history to disaffected children. Like, because if you make it second nature, same reason why you like train multiplication tables as a memorization thing. It's just like if you store that shit in your brain, you'll be able to just call on it immediately. And even if you don't know it, you'll be able to like use it practically. And when it comes to like knowing history, if you see something that like echoes what you were taught as a child that seems like kind of messed up or crazy historically, you'll go, whoa, this is a lot like that thing that we were all forced to learn when we were children, and maybe we should not let that happen again right now. Now obviously we are in the golden age of not that, but I digress. So but I appreciate that, and so I think maybe the alternate history is like taking it a step further, a nerdier step further, but where it's like, okay, it's like, it's almost like New Game Plusing it. Like, okay, I know the history, but let's learn what if we go off book? Like, what if we role play this thing?
Right.
I was going to say, it's like role playing to me.
Yes.
It scratches the same itch as role playing, where it's like, I'm going to build a whole thing that isn't friggin' real and explore that thing.
Yep. And I'm staffing it. I'm filling it with historical data that I already have.
And
like,
then things that happen have to relate to things that actually happened. You can't just make up whatever you want. That would be
exactly
the point of that. Like
you can go like, oh, and then aliens come.
Of events.
Yeah.
It's like follow from what happened before it.
Like Tiffany plays a lot of Dynasty Warriors, and it's like it's the same effing battle for 9 games. And I think around 3 or 4, they decided, wait, what if you actually what if a key general in this ancient Chinese mythological yet still historical event didn't die? Like, what if you're playing as him, there's a possibility you won't just die because you're playing an effing video game. And so it will go in an alternate.
So well, he didn't die. Congratulations.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, what if that key strategist didn't die during this? And so for whatever reason, I'm like, oh, that is interesting, even though I know nothing about this period in history anyway.
Yeah,
but it was always very fun to me. And of course, then when Watchmen came around, I was like, oh, now you're talking.
Yeah,
like now you're talking.
I don't know if you've read Watchmen, Jason. It's a pretty serious alternate history. I was surprised when I read it, how much I recognized from actual history. I'm like, oh, this person really knows about the Cold War because he was living in it.
He was an intelligent person. It wasn't just like, I know some people who lived through the Cold War who maybe don't remember it quite the way it happened.
It was kind of realistic. It was like, what would happen if there were superheroes, right? And so like in the real world, that started in the golden age. So what, like the 40s? I can't remember. I think that was one of the
like the 30s and 40s.
30s and 40s. So like, okay, well, by the time you get to Vietnam, the first heroes are just people in like costumes. They don't really have powers, but eventually there's like a real superhero who's created from like an accident, right? A laboratory accident. And he has like godlike powers. Like, well, what if the US had someone who had like godlike powers during the Vietnam War? And so he wins Vietnam by himself. I'm like,
by a directive of Nixon. And I love there's a quote, I think it's a headline that's just like, the Superman is real and he's American. And I just love that idea of
so there's all this, like, the book is filled with like news, reports,
articles,
and like the whole backdrop of it is like this political stuff, and you get flashbacks to see like how did the world get to the point it is. Like Nixon's still president. He's on like his 4th term or something, but it's the 80s.
Yep.
It's
Well, yeah, because he's got the Superman like working for him.
Yeah. So it's like I don't have to stop this ever.
Yeah, I'm already a deeply corrupt person. Why not keep it going? Yeah, that's a fun one where I'm like, oh, that speaks to what I like, and also the other thing I like. Oh, I like that. and then there's the one that I was like, it's arguably his best movie, and it's Inglourious Bastards.
Yes,
and I was like,
that is also alternate
like,
history. Yeah,
because you're watching that movie, and it's funny because it's already like an exploitative, fantasy. And it's not really historical, but also there's like a real attention to detail throughout the movie within the context of itself. The movie opens with the line "Once upon a time." It's obviously a fiction, but you also like know what's going to happen because you live and breathe. But then when it doesn't, you're surprised, but you're also hoping that it does. Like, like when you're watching something like a biopic, and you're like, oh my God, like I know that eventually things don't turn out well for John Lennon, but if the movie is well made, you are on the edge of your seat like, boy, I hope they don't get him this time.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it is with Inglourious Bastards, where I'm so wrapped up in it, and then it's like you're just like that. Their plan of like, oh, we're gonna assassinate the High Council of Germany. It's like, boy, I hope they do, and it's like, but I know they won't.
Right?
And then the movie's like, oh no, you know what? It was just so fun. Maybe they do anyway. And it's like, yeah, that is fun. Is that a problem?
Can you do that? I was so shocked when that happened.
Me too, but like that's.
I was like, what?
I'm sorry, what? How are you going to come back from this? No. And then I love the idea that you go further with the alternate history thing. Because for me, it's like, because Quentin Tarantino is just, he's a comic book fan, but pretending like he isn't. Like, he's just like, oh no, I love the magic of movies and I hate comic books. They're for losers. Blah, blah, blah. But like, comic books are fun for children. And like, they're, but once they were turned into once they were turned into movies, then they became peak. But, Tarantino, I love the fact that like it's an interconnected universe. Like all the Tarantino movies, all the Tarantino movies are connected in some way, and they take place in the same universe, or they are movies that exist in Tarantino's universe.
Right.
Like Kill Bill didn't happen; it's a movie in Tarantino's universe where Pulp Fiction did happen. Like Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, sure, Jackie Brown, I guess, etc. Those movies all happen. With Inglourious Bastards, you're like, but did that happen or not? The reason why everyone's insane and has encyclopedic knowledge of movies is because Inglourious Bastards did happen. So because World War II was won by America in a movie theater, the idea and the prestige of film permeated pop culture and like reality such that...
Where are you getting this from? Are you making this up, or did someone say this?
No, Tarantino hasn't even said what's in the case in Pulp Fiction. But my interpretation of Inglourious Bastards is that it is it's an alternate history for Tarantino's universe, and that like dictates like it. I don't need an explanation as to why people act and talk the way they do in a Tarantino movie. I don't need that. I understand why. It's because it's cool. Yeah. But Inglourious Bastards for me is like, here's an explanation for why, and it's because like culture itself was changed, and so people are different.
I think things would be pretty different if that had happened.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for a lot of reasons.
Then all of Tarantino's work is an exploration of alternate history.
Exactly. That's
Except he didn't know he was doing that when.
Hell no. I wouldn't be surprised if he has been, because he's been writing Inglourious Bastards for a while. Like he got
Well, that's true.
I think he got to like 2 other movies before he even like decided he could do Inglourious Bastards. But
but he could have had that idea. Yeah, he could have. That could have been in the back of his mind for many of those movies.
It's true. Yeah.
Interesting.
Jason, what about you?
So I've never really gotten into a lot of alternate history stuff.
I'm shocked.
Most outside of like thought exercises around, certain events.
What about the Civil War? Did you ever get into?
I was just going there. Yeah.
All right.
So certainly, you'd sit around and you'd speculate around. Okay, well, what if this battle had gone differently, and what if Gettysburg wasn't the disaster for the South that changed the course of the war, right? Like,
Right.
what could have happened, right? So that kind of stuff. And those are just like, but those are interesting thought exercises, right?
Yeah, it's a thought experiment.
Not really, yeah,
Exactly.
a thought experiment. I did get into a little bit For All Mankind, which is the show where what if the Soviet Union landed on the moon before we did?
Yes.
Right. And just how that totally takes the wind out of the American sails in the late
They were
60s.
like, oh, I guess we're not in charge anymore. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then just how that ends up being just like this compounding thing that rolls through time. Right.
Interesting. Did you find it? So I didn't see it.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Did you find it plausible?
A lot of it, yeah. I didn't watch the whole. I haven't watched the whole series yet.
Okay.
I think I'm not even sure I made it through the first season. If I haven't hit I'm probably close to the end of the first season. Yeah. So far, it's fairly plausible.
Okay.
At least from the lens that we're shown, right? Which is okay.
You have to assume that they did get to the moon first, right? So if you assume that,
and in the vacuum of knowledge that we had about the Soviet Union at that time, right? It's like, oh my God, they made it, right?
Right.
Because I mean, they were orbiting people.
Yeah. If
as
you
well,
been,
right?
like in that time, that seemed very plausible, right? Looking
Very
back
plausible,
now, it seems like very unlikely, but they wouldn't have known that because they didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know, and it was okay. It's fun, right? But at a certain point, you're like, but
it's not
it
real.
didn't happen.
It doesn't occupy you. Yeah, and that's fair because like that, it didn't occupy space in your head. It's not worth it for you.
Yeah. So,
It has always struck me as a concept, alternate history, that's more interesting for the person creating the world than it could possibly be for anybody reading it.
Right, because it's a really fun thought experiment.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the fun of it is thinking through what would happen. And I have a theory that the reason we're drawn to it is that it's an exercise in predicting the future, right? Which is what intelligence basically is. Like that's what makes humans so good at everything, is that we can kind of figure out like what will happen if I do this. And animals can to some extent, but like we're really good at it. We can project like quite far and quite complicated outcomes from various scenarios. So I think it's like an evolutionary thing where it's like I'm
an extension.
I'm exercising a muscle by proposing a hypothetical and gaming it out as far as I can. It's just a particularly useless one because it already happened. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't feel like you're progressing or achieving.
Right, it doesn't feel like you're achieving something.
Right. So I was going to say, like, what's the difference between, a completely fabricated world in which events happen, right?
Yeah.
I think that we get super invested in, right? We get really invested in these stories.
Yeah, like Lord of the Rings.
Wow, that's really cool.
Like,
but why is a very in-depth story that takes place in the past with a thing that changed? Why is that
dismissible?
It's different, right?
And why do we devalue that?
Yeah, I think it's the same as world building, right? It's like this, like Lord of the Rings or whatever. Like it's the same feeling. It's exploring this different, like figuring it out. Like, oh, what's going on over here? Why did that happen that way? And then what would happen next? It's just like it's just in a different context.
If I may, I think
I don't think it's more. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think in that case, in the case of like, why is it that like, the Man in the High Castle is like goofy and dumb, but like Star Wars is cool, and I think it's because at the end of the day, you can't tell George Lucas, although an entire generation of people did, but you can't tell George Lucas that didn't happen, like because, or wouldn't have happened that way, because it's like I made it up, and you can't tell me like that the universe I created doesn't work that way because I created it and I'm making it up as I go. you can't say out loud eventually, like at some point you can't be like, you don't even know that that's how it would have happened. If you're actually playing with alternate history, where it's like, well, if Lincoln didn't die, then the South wouldn't have been burned because that general wouldn't have been in charge. It's like, well, you don't really know anything because, like, that's not true, because you don't actually know, because those people lived and existed, and that's a difference from you just inventing things. And if you're going to invent things, you might as well just call them different names and actually make up something. And I think for me, that's like the lie.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Right. Like if you're gonna, it's the same with fan fiction, right? I can imagine there being an extrapolation to that where it's like why am I reading this why am I reading a secret season of Quantum Leap when you could just make up a new story about a guy who's called, like, you know, a time jumper, and it's just a new thing, like, just make it. What are you doing?
Comparing alternate history to fan fiction is amazing. That is 100% what it is.
That is one of my favorite things you've ever said.
Historical fan fiction.
Fanfic,
yeah. I think it's somewhat braver to do alternate history, because you do open yourself up to someone saying, like, no, here is evidence from history that runs counter to the way you've shown things. You know, here's a letter from so-and-so that indicates he would never have done the thing that you're saying he did, even if that thing happened, right? You know, like, I could theoretically kind of disprove it, or at least I could make a logical argument for why that idea is dumb. So I think that's why Man in High Castle seems silly, right? Like, people could tear it apart, where you can't really tear apart Star Wars except where it's internally inconsistent. But you can't say that Star Wars is not consistent with lore that doesn't exist or that wasn't written.
Exactly.
It's like, well, you made an assumption about the background that led you to that conclusion that could have happened, but actually, and then the creator could just invent a reason why it is the way it is that didn't make sense.
I'm sorry you're mad that Boba Fett is a clone and he isn't actually a secret jilted lover of Han Solo, but that's just the way it is, okay? And no one said what Boba Fett really was, you know?
Right. Yes. So I admire the historical fiction people for taking a chance at getting a whole lot more
and you know what?
And more serious critiques.
Yes. Well, because they're, you know what they open themselves up from the, like, fan forum conversation to academia being like,
exactly
wrong. Hi, I'm Dr. Byron, and I'm not gonna put up with this horseshit example of what you think it would have happened if this one ship didn't get sunk during World War I.
Yes.
Yeah. But so I think you're right, but I do think you're right about, like, it being a predictive extension of ourselves, and so, like, that's why that's why some of us are so excited about alternate history, because I think also people like the idea that we have more control than we do, and so it's like, well, if I come up with an alternate history that, like, brings us to a present that's better or worse, then it helps me live in it better.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of psychologically interesting things that can go into it, like the idea that if I change, like, people have an idea of the present as inevitable, and if you're interested in countering that, you can propose a hypothetical of, well, what about this? Suppose, like, this one little thing in history had been different, wouldn't that have changed everything? So actually this reality that we experience maybe wasn't as inevitable as you think, which could be useful if you're trying to convince someone that something should be different than the way it is, right? It's like, well, maybe it would have not been that hard if we'd just done this differently.
Exactly. No, I view the present as, like, deeply malleable. Like, if not for one thing, it would not be this way. Like, I'm really
right.
So yeah,
which is a lot easier now that we have in our vernacular the butterfly effect. Right, where everyone knows what that is because of Jurassic Park and various other things like time travel movies.
Butterfly Effect?
The movie The Butterfly Effect. You don't have to work so hard to convince someone that if we just change one little thing, like, a lot could be different, because they're very familiar with that idea.
Yeah, that's true. Moving on. Secret Boss Sauce asks, I feel like we all have this moment in hindsight where we invest our time into a book or show or audio drama. What were some of the greatest narrative indicators that let you know that a piece of entertainment media was going to crap the bed in the end? And I think that's an interesting question, because it's, like, really just like, what were some things where you're watching something, reading something, and you're like, oh no, this is never going to work, or this is going to go in another direction. I know one, and it's called Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. Where, like, within 5 minutes, because, like, literally open crawl, no, before the opening crawl, when I heard the title,
Oh yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
The
that
Phantom
title,
Menace.
The Phantom Menace, and I'll be honest with you, I was there when I heard the title, and I knew a teacher at my school who liked Star Wars. I knew like 3 people on the earth who liked Star Wars, and also this teacher who liked Star Wars. And I asked this adult man, I was like, what do you think of the title for the new movie? And he immediately went, it's terrible. It's horrible.
Like, oh, uh-oh.
I was like, really? Like, that was the first time I'd heard anyone say anything negative about Star Wars predictively.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And it didn't color my assumption. I was like, well, what does he know? And then I saw it. But when I saw it, like, you know, the opening crawl, I'm like, that's a lot of words. Like, more words than you need for this situation. And then cool red ship, female captain. All right, this is fun. And then Newt Gunray.
That he says that he opens his big stupid mouth.
Oh, also his name is Newt Gunray.
Well, yeah. I don't even know when you learn his name is Newt Gunray, though. Like, when do they
never?
say his
Oh,
name?
in the credits, they don't say his name.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, the only time he's ever referred to, they call him Viceroy.
Right, Viceroy.
I think they say his name. I think in a later movie.
Yeah. No, they
definitely.
say
His,
yeah.
his
And
name
you
in
know
the
it.
movies.
They say it.
Yeah.
But no, in Phantom Menace, I think you're right. They don't.
Yeah.
Say his name.
Which is all the better. Like, we don't need to know anything.
Yeah.
But I was like,
I've had this problem with a couple of things I've watched recently where you're like into it, right? You're like, yeah, this is great. And then you realize there's only like 5 minutes left.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
And you're like, oh no.
Yes.
There's no way in hell this is going to be a satisfying ending.
You are literally, it's like you reached into my head and pulled out my criticism of 2 shows that I watched in the last few years, where that exact thing happened, where I'm like, I'm loving it. And then there's like a little indicator, whether it's how long we have left or just something, just a kind of slight shift where I went, I've seen enough things.
Right.
No.
If I just stop here.
Well, if
I stop here, whatever I imagine is going to happen is going to be way more satisfying than what's actually going to happen.
I know it will be.
You can
like,
feel
I know
them
it.
setting up the next thing, right? As soon as you feel like they're spending too much time on this like relatively new character. Uh-oh. Why are we making a big deal about this person I've never seen before in the last episode? That doesn't make any. Oh no,
that's not even what I'm talking about. Like, but Jason, what was the show that happened to you on?
Severance. So I was with Severance all the way, and then like the last 5 minutes of the last episode of season 2, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And it was just one of those things. I'm like, there's not enough time to wrap up. Are they just setting up? Are they setting up for a season 3? Because that's annoying. Because like season 1, like finished. It was a story, right? And it finished. And then season 2 is like most of a story. Small cliffhanger. I'm like, but you don't even know if you're going to get a third. Because it took you like 4 years to get the second season greenlit. Yes. So like,
that was.
And then the movie that did that to me was 3 Billboards Outside Billings, Missouri or something.
Oh yeah.
And it turns out that in retrospect, I think it's one of these movies that it tricks you into thinking it's a good movie.
Okay.
And what I mean by that, right, is like it is beautifully shot, right? It is very well acted. It is the production values are beyond reproach.
Yeah.
But then you're like, this scene doesn't really make sense. You're like, what do we do? What's that person doing? Wait, we're at the end of the movie. This character has had absolutely no growth or change.
Mm-hmm.
We have just watched someone be like this at this one level the entire movie, reacting to everything around them and being this chaos agent, but there's never really a change.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not a good character. That's not a good main character. And then so you think like, well, who was the main character? Like, because who we thought was supposed to be the main character is clearly not the main character because it didn't change.
Well,
that's like a storytelling rule, right? Like your main character has to have some.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they kill the main character like more than 2/3 of the way through the movie, and they make you think, oh, that's
right.
fine.
Yeah. So anyway, and so that was another one. Just like at the end, towards the end, I'm like, oh, there's 5 minutes left. That's it. We're out of time.
Right.
We're out of time.
We're out of time. You're like, it's already been decided that this movie will not end well.
So anyway, those are the two things with like within the last year where I was just like, fine.
Yeah. Mine was Alien Earth.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say Alien Earth. I knew you were. I remember you were really unhappy.
I was devastated because it's so good. And then the last episode, I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, that was one where it's like you could see it wrapping up right up until it didn't, like right up until it didn't,
and then it doesn't. And I'm like, "You have 5 minutes to end all of it, and also the new plot thread you introduced in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you?" Yeah. And they're like, "It's going to take you 3 years to make another season if you get one, which you don't know you have." End this. No.
Yeah. That's kind of my irritation with the modern streaming era, because they all do this, right? It's like, oh, well, we'll do a big cliffhanger so that people will greenlight us for another season.
Yeah.
It's like it's better to like give a satisfying story. Yeah. And if people really like it, you're going to get another season.
That's not new, though.
That's not true. It's also not true. It's actually.
No, but at least they won't hate.
But you're right. It's not.
Like they definitely did that stuff in the 90s. Yeah. It's just for the ones you really like, it worked out, right? For like Star Trek or.
Right,
like Riker firing on Picard as Locutus, and they're like, I hope we don't get canceled.
But no, at that point, they generally knew that they were getting another season.
Yeah. At that point,
I always heard the lore on that one was that they weren't sure, and so they did that as like an extra
FU. Like, you better not.
Like, oh, you can't cancel us now. Where it's like, you probably will get another season, but it maybe not. So like, let me just stack the dice a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a little more like, what makes you think you're possibly getting another season? Like, it seems so unlikely when you you don't even have a season out yet. This is your first season. You can't have any expectation you're going to get a second.
Right. There was a show like that. I don't remember what it was called. Recently? Oh, it was this weird sci-fi show. This was a couple years ago. It was this weird sci-fi show where like there's like a colony ship, right? Mm-hmm. And they're like on the colony ship for like 100 years or something, right?
I think I know.
And they're floating through space and they're going, but it turns out they're not. They're on Earth. It's like a biodome. It's like an isolated environment on Earth, but no one on the ship knows. They think they're flying through space.
Was it Ascension?
Okay.
And then at the end, like something happens which triggers the launch of the ship, actually. So like the last episode of the season, the ship launches. I'm like, wow, what's gonna? There's no second season, so who the hell knows what happened?
Was it the Ark or Ascension?
Ascension, yeah.
It was Ascension. Okay.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the ride and where that was going. And then the fun part is, right, it's like the slow reveal through the whole season. They took their time, and the last couple episodes, like, it started getting weird. I'm like, yeah, here we go. Fuck you.
And then nothing.
No more show for you.
Yeah. That's a hard, I feel bad for like that show and other shows where it's like, it's not possible to tell this story in one season. I don't have a choice. If I want to tell this story, I have to leave it in a cliffhanger and hope that I get another season.
Right.
Alien Earth was not that. There was no reason.
No explanation whatsoever. Like, there's no reason that you needed to do that. That was greed. Just pure and simple, absolute abject greed.
And is it that you can't tell a story in a whole season because you only get 8 episodes?
Well, that's... But I spent the equivalent of 26.
Right.
Like, this season was $250 million, and
and it is excellent. It's all up there on screen, for that one.
Some of it. Oh yeah, in Alien, yes.
And
But some of
Alien,
those
and Alien
shows are
Earth,
like,
yeah. Some of them
very expensive show.
well, I don't know how much they all cost, right? I assume many of them that look like they may have been expensive actually weren't, but they're shot in a big room that has screens all around.
Oh, the volume, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually
the other
cost
show
that much.
that did this was Ted Lasso.
Wasn't Ted Lasso still going?
Ted Lasso just got a new season, which I
Ted
won't
Lasso
watch.
just got a new season, and I haven't seen it yet.
No, me either. I
haven't seen any of it.
I don't care, and I'm never going to watch it.
Yeah.
But,
okay. So Ted Lasso, here's how it goes. The first season has heart, man. It is a great show. The beautiful thing about the first season is just how he wins over his enemies by just being a genuine guy.
Yeah.
Who just honestly wants the best for everyone around him.
Yes. Yeah, it's like a show about Santa Claus. It's a really fun, delightful show. And then it turns into something else. And it's just like, there's a lot of like, well, we know you like this romantic story arc. Let's fuck that up.
Yeah. Like, what a good idea.
And not like fuck it up like, oh, I've introduced another guy. It's just, let's just have it eat its own tail. Like, it just turns into something else. But you could tell, like, there were moments around season 2 where I'm like, what the hell was that? Like, it's just literally like the lights turned off for a second. I went, whoa, what the hell was that? And then, uh-oh. And then season 3 was just like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. And occasionally they were like, there would be episodes in season 3 where it was like a back-patting, remember what the show used to be? That'll be for them.
Right.
Like, how dare you? It's like, But anyway, yes, we live and breathe. We've seen writing on the wall for things we've watched or read or experienced where we're like, oh, this isn't going to be the thing, is it? I've seen a ton of movies where like, it's a beautiful opening shot, and then the actors open their mouths, and I'm like, oh, this is a bad movie. Okay, here we go.
Oh no.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks, everybody. Get ready. And it sucks.
Yeah.
I had that experience this week. I think it was Sunday. I had some time, so I sat down to watch the last Mission Impossible movie, The Final Reckoning.
People do not like that movie. Yeah.
Oh my God. I hadn't read anything about it, right? And I'm like hyped for it because I love Mission Impossible franchise, like top franchise for me. And so I'm like, here we go. And the last one like wasn't that bad. Like I had some severe problems with the last one, but like there was things about like actors changing and like they didn't have control over it necessarily. So it's like, okay, whatever. So this movie starts, and the Mission Impossible movies, they always have like a whole intro scene, and then they roll the credits and the music and everything, right? And it goes on comically long. It's like 15 minutes before you get to the actual start of the movie. I got to that point, and then it's like, oh, here's the thing. We pull off the masks, and then the credits start, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? That was horrible. Oh no. Like,
it's all gonna be like this.
That's the worst it's ever been. What are you doing? Like, none of that made any sense. The dialogue is horrible. Like, things are happening that should not happen. Like, it was so bad, and I was so devastated.
You were crestfallen. It really
was.
Really hurt.
I will say the movie did improve.
Okay. That's
but
hard to do.
Never recovered. It couldn't recover from the insane and things were happening where I'm just like, you wouldn't do that. They wouldn't say that. That would not happen. Like, it's just but you need it to get to here, and so you're just like, don't worry about it. But I'm like, but you didn't have to. It's like they decided what it was going to be about and what was going to happen, and they're like, okay, now figure it out. It's like, oh, you can't. There's no way to figure that out. Oh, well, I already decided. Like, we'll just change it. I don't know. Yeah. Like, I was so disappointed. I was. Yeah.
I heard. Well, apparently, like the studio was like, we're making the last Mission Impossible, and everyone involved was like, but we don't want to make the last. We're happy making more, and they're like, no, we're done. We're making the end, and that'll be because I think they realized that it can't make any more money. Like they'd reached the glass ceiling for Mission Impossible, and they were like, this is the last amount of blood we can squeeze from this turnip.
Diminishing returns. Yeah. So eventually, one of these movies is going to flop, and then we'll be out money, and I don't want to be out money.
Yes, but so let's make one more. We'll tell everyone it's the last one, so that anyone who was gonna not watch it. Like, well, it'll make the most amount of money it could possibly make.
Yeah.
And then we'll get out, and it sucks.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. All it has is some really great action sequences. One in particular that's like, this was fantastically well done. I've never seen anything like this. It goes on forever, but it's so tense, and I'm like, this is fantastic. This is great. But it's like, but that's not a movie. That's a scene.
That's a cool scene.
Right. That's a scene and a special effect.
Yeah, and a special effect, and Tom Cruise just muscling his way into likability, and
yes,
but he's so old. And I think that's where the studio is like, you're done, because I'm looking at these characters, I'm like, they are so old, like it's getting silly. That these super spies or whatever are able to do this shit. Like, I'm sorry, no, I don't care if Tom Cruise has a genie that's like granting him de-aging wishes. Eventually it doesn't make sense anymore, and that's happening now in front of me.
No.
Are there any crossover movies you'd like to see? Like movies that are like, I'd always heard, this is a TV show reference, but like I'd always heard that there was going to be, it was a movie, 24. Remember that?
The show?
Propaganda show?
24? Yeah.
That show was so popular, they were going to make a movie, but they weren't sure if it would be a good movie. Like if it was going to be a successful movie, because it was a show. Because,
and the gimmick of the show is that you need 24 hours of show. What would the movie be?
So
right. It was because the show was real time, right?
Yes,
exactly.
That was the gimmick. Which is cool concept.
That is cool.
Exactly.
Concept.
You can really only do it once, though. Like,
well, they got a lot.
They used that concept. That's it. They used it. No other show can use that.
Yeah. So when they made a movie called A Good Day to Die Hard, which is the worst Die Hard movie, it is just a bad movie in general. But before that, when they had decided, okay, Die Hard is a dying, if not dead, franchise, they thought, well, why don't we just pair John McClane with Jack Bauer and call it Die Hard 24/7? Like,
what?
That was a conversation where they went, let's just make a crossover movie. Like the next Die Hard movie will just be John McClane and this and Kiefer Sutherland and whatever. I don't know what the gimmick is. Maybe the movie will be like in real time. Maybe it won't, but like it'll be a crossover movie that is also a Die Hard sequel. What?
No. I'm glad they didn't do that.
They were so strapped when in the Men in Black franchise. They were like, okay, this is not working.
Uh-oh.
How about the duo from 21 Jump Street join Men in Black?
Oh my God.
So close to a Men in Black 21 Jump Street crossover movie.
That's insane.
That I would have seen that one.
The mind boggles.
I mean,
I don't,
because 21 Jump Street is amazing. I love that movie.
Yeah.
I think I saw the second one. I think that was good too. Yeah, I think I also liked it. I don't remember it as well, but I do not want to see that. Maybe it's because though, for me, Men in Black is so out of steam that I have.
Oh yeah. But that sounds, for me, because Men in Black sucks, like Men in Black, it has the Jurassic Park problem of there's only one good Men in Black movie.
Yeah.
Like
that is...
literally there's only one, and it's freaking Men in Black.
You know what I want to see a crossover of, now that you say 21 Jump Street, I want to see 21 Jump Street crossover with Pitch Perfect. That's my crossover that I want. I will not answer questions.
I will not defend myself or answer questions. That's just live with it. That's fair. I mean, like, why not? Right? That's funny enough. Okay. They're traveling characters. They run into cross paths.
They're undercover, infiltrating a cappella group.
Yeah, there's nothing contradictory about either of those franchises that makes it not work. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. There you go. But anyway, so they talk about how this is a phenomenon that it's not a thing we ever really experience outside of like occasionally you get like a Freddy versus Jason, which people have been expecting forever.
Yeah. Or Alien vs. Predator.
Alien vs. Predator, which, has happened in comics and unfortunately happened in movies as well.
Yeah.
Video games, yeah. There was going to be a Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, where it was just Ash from the Evil Dead fights Freddy and Jason, And it didn't work out because Bruce Campbell was like, I want to be able to have killed both of them. Like, I want to win. You're like, you'd win, but they'd come back. And he's like, no, they can't come back.
It has to be the end.
I don't understand these weird expectations of like, where it's like, I understand like the impetus behind win, you know, sure you win, but like, they're going to come back. They're friggin' ghosts. Like, they'll come back.
They're supernatural. Like, you can't.
And there's 300 of them. You know,
you think you're like, going to end them with this movie?
Right? With the lowest like box office of a Freddy or Jason movie.
That tells me he just
like, I love Ash, but
he came up with a reason that they could never agree to, or a provision that they would never agree to.
Absolutely, that was what it was.
Yeah.
And it was like, I would have seen Freddy vs. Jason if Ash was in it.
Well, yeah, I would have too. It probably wouldn't have been good, but I would have seen it.
I mean, good. What's good?
What's good anyway?
I mean, Ash killing Freddy and Jason, that's just hilarious. Like, okay.
Well, what else happens? You got to fill 90 minutes.
The problem there, right, is like the draw is Ash, right?
Yes.
At least for me, because like I have never watched willingly a Freddy or Jason movie.
Fair.
No appeal at all.
Right.
I don't care. So yeah, I would go to watch Ash because
there you go.
That's the only reason to see it. I have seen an exorbitant amount of Friday the 13th movies for some reason. I don't care for Freddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen the first one of each of Nightmare on Elm Street.
I've never seen the first one.
And you never seen Nightmare on Elm Street?
Nope.
Really?
I know.
It's baffling at the end. Where you're like, what?
I know how it ends. So I know what you're talking about. Oh no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's my biggest takeaway. I was like,
it's like, what? Fuck you. Like, that is such an FU ending. Anyway, but so your pitch was Pitch Perfect in 21 Jump Street.
Yep. That's not what I came in with because I forgot about 21 Jump Street. No, what's my real pitch? I had one and I've forgotten now what it was. I do want to see a Transformers G.I. Joe crossover.
Oh,
that's
basically Transformers already was that. It just didn't have the fun of the G.I. Joe characters, but it had like the military bro.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I think that might actually work.
G.I. Joe characters, that would have been fine. They are. If you ever watch Bumblebee, no, it's the other one. There's one, and they have G.I. Joes in them.
Oh, they did it.
It's a post-credit scene.
Oh, okay. So like teasing that there would be a crossover, maybe.
Yeah. It was the last one. It was the one with Pete Davidson.
Okay, I don't even know what that is.
It is unforgivably bad. But then, like, I've said that for the last all of them.
there was a point where it got a little bit better. I think the second one was really bad, and then the third one was like okay. And
the one with the dinosaurs. We had a great time.
No, that was the fourth one.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The third one was the one with Leonard Nimoy.
Oh yeah, that's rough too though, because that's the one where it's like.
Was that the second one?
I don't know.
Who cares? Who gives a shit?
They don't know either because there's no continuity between them. Like there is continuity, but there isn't. Like, yeah, it's horrible. It's just horrible.
Do you have a crossover, Jason, that you want to see?
I don't really know.
Maybe a Knight Rider crossover.
Oh, that's wow. You know, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to see. No, I actually thought as my base for the crossover is like David Tennant era Doctor Who.
Okay.
Because that's such a fun character, and like, who would I like to see that character interact with, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. You could. The obvious one is like a David Tennant era Doctor Who crossover with TNG.
Oh,
that would be neat.
That's pretty good.
Because you could get some like weird. Because I believe both universes like allow for that interaction, right?
Mm-hmm,
it wouldn't be like this would never happen because they're I think they're compatible universes.
Okay.
Kind of.
I
don't know anything about Doctor Who, so
Doctor Who is pretty out there.
It's pretty open.
It's pretty out there, but it's out there in the way that anything is possible, right?
Yeah.
So
interesting. I guess if you're I'm trying to remember, how do they get from like one planet to another in Doctor Who?
Well, they use the spaceship. They use the TARDIS, which is
so it could like
kind of like a transporter, right?
Like
Well, sort of
like tunnels in space or something.
Yeah, it goes through time and space and it goes wherever you want, right?
Yeah, I guess you could do it because you could say, well, because I'm like, well, wouldn't we've run into like the Daleks planet in TNG? But like, no, it's on the other side of the galaxy. Like you don't.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah.
But you could know.
Get there.
But no, hold on. What if the Daleks and the Borg? What happens in that interaction? That would be crazy.
Oh, yeah. Maybe the Daleks are from where the Borg. Maybe the Daleks are like early Borg.
Yeah, or maybe they meet each other and they try to like exterminate and assimilate each other, and it'd be hilarious just watch them all die
between the Daleks and the Borg that we don't even know about. And then Doctor Who introduces us to
it. Because really, like in some ways, like Doctor Who is almost like a Q character, right?
Yeah. Yes. It's extremely powerful, can do things that like you don't see coming.
Right.
Yeah.
And so actually that could be a fun what if Doctor Who and Q like
but it has,
like butt heads in an episode, what would happen? That
like the Q continuum versus the Time Lords. That's great.
Come on.
They definitely have history,
Yep.
They know exactly who each other is.
That's
definitely. Yeah, it's funny. Have we talked about this? Just as a quick aside, I hate the fact that they never made a TNG movie with Q in it.
Yeah, I don't know if we have.
Yeah,
such a great film.
I don't know, but you're right. It's really dumb.
It's like weird. Like it's weird that like they put Janeway in the last one, but not, like it's a deleted scene. But like there's no Q. Q didn't pop in at all at any point.
Q would change the movie. I mean, it would be about Q. It'd have to be a Q movie.
Works for me.
Yeah, great. Why didn't we do that?
Like I would have loved that.
Nemesis.
Didn't they wrap up Q's storyline pretty good though in the show?
No, in the show it ends with him being like, the trial never ends, and it's just like we're always watching you.
I know. That's you wanted him to do something after that. To me, that was like a great like send off.
It is. Oh no. It's the reality is there are no good TNG movies. The point is
I'm going away.
That like
you're never gonna see me again. Hey, I'm back. Oh, you thought that was like an ending? No.
Yeah, the end of the show is perfect, and then you see them again, and they all hate each other, and like, oh, if you were the other man, I'd kill you where you stand. Oh, that's nice. I like that.
That's great. Well, we saw Q quite a bit in Voyager. He showed up a lot.
Yeah,
so I mean, Q's around, and no, so it would have. You're right. It would have to be a Q movie, and Q would have to have a reason to drop in on Picard. There's some crisis that only like humanity's like ingenuity and like
like
gumption. Can help Q solve. Q needs Picard or something.
That would be pretty good.
That'd be so fun. But anyway, that's just a quick aside.
Yeah.
My crossover is obviously just like it's what I pitch every time they make a new Batman movie. Because like every time they make a new Batman movie, they go, how are we gonna make it work? Like how are we gonna get Batman like closer to the comics? Because every time they make a Batman movie, it's like, well, that's the super serialist, realist Batman I've ever seen. Like even Batman 89, which is a comic book come to life in its own way. It's also like, but what if it were real though? Like, look at him, like, he throws these like broken pellets and he flies away, and he has to like, he doesn't just disappear. He actually shoots like a grappling gun. Like, it's very grounded for Tim Burton. Then you go to Batman Begins because like the wheels have come off, and with like, Nolan, it's like, oh, grounded, real Batman. And then you get over to Matt Reeves, it's like, whoa, grounded, real Batman. Finally.
Another grounded, real Batman.
But like when they were like, oh, what are we going to do? And I remember this conversation between Batman movies from the Schumacher verse to the Nolan verse. I know they wanted Darren Aronofsky, director of Pi and The Fountain, to make a Batman movie, and he had this whole pitch for like a Batman Year One he was like, I want like $600,000, and I'm like, get out of here, you dumbass! It's never gonna happen. And they put out like these costume designs, and they're very like 30s inspired, and Alfred is an old black man that works in a garage, and Bruce Wayne doesn't have any money and he lives in the attic, and I'm like, that sounds almost absolute, get away from here. But it's but anyway, it never came up. It never came together. They were also like, oh, what if we made a Dark Knight Returns movie with Clint Eastwood as Batman? That was very close to happening. And I was just like, what are you talking about?
You can't. Clint Eastwood can't be Batman Returns. He's not.
Yeah.
No. Dark Knight Returns.
I mean, he can't be Dark Knight. He's not huge.
Either way.
No, he would have been pretty big. He would have been scary, you know?
They would have had to bulk him up with something.
Yeah.
Batman's huge in that book. He's like the...
Oh, I know. They're never going to do. Like, they can't just, like... Anyway, the point is, all these ideas, and I was like, I have your idea, and it's like, and it's the same pitch I have for, like, Bond, where it's like, you need a palate cleanser movie. You need to play with the franchise. You need to do something that says to the audience, anything can happen.
You know, they did Batman v Superman.
Okay, first of all, Batman v Superman is part of the that's part of the universe. Like, that's
I know,
part
but
of that.
they played with it. You know, they did crazy. He fights Superman. You know, he gets a big power suit. He fights Superman. Wah!
Okay, but that was after they already thought they got it working. Also, they were thinking about making a Batman versus Superman before I Am Legend. Like, that was going to be a whole thing. It was going to be its own movie, and that was exactly what I'm talking about. Where it was like they were like, it's not going to be a franchise. It's not going to be a continuation. There's no sequels and stuff. It was going to be just like its own movie, where like we're going to cast all new, you know, actors to play Batman and Superman. Like Josh Hartnett, I think, was going to be one of them. It was like this whole thing.
That, yeah.
And it was just like its own thing. Batman and Superman fight each other. You know, David
That's what
Goyer,
they should have done instead of Batman v Superman.
I agree. Well, yes, but like Batman v Superman comes after Man of Steel. It's like, no, Batman v Superman doesn't work as its own thing after Man of Steel because you're already setting up a new universe. It's like, but
it's not a
between
standalone.
the Schumacher thing, my pitch was Batman versus Predator. Where it's because
is it just the book, or
I mean, for me it would just they never do the book, but like it would just be the book because the book is it's perfection. It's the best Predator sequel and it's the best Batman crossover. It's untouchable. But I am a little biased. But my point was like Batman versus Predator is a way of saying like, hey, he fights a fucking alien. Like you cast anyone as Batman.
Like, don't worry about it.
We're not going to do this again.
Yeah.
Like, but you see that and you go like, holy shit, that was hardcore and insane. And then they go, so the next one's gonna be called Batman, you know, whatever. And they're like, oh, okay, new Batman movie, cool. And then some people will be like, was that one that went to Predator? No, new Batman. Oh, okay. But by now I'm comfortable with the idea of Batman having been many things and I can do other stuff. And like, you need something that says Batman can fight Man-Bat or the Joker. Like he can fight the Riddler, who is like a 7 super serial killer, or he could fight like Clayface, who's like a big effing monster. Like, because that's what Batman does. Batman can be many things. Batman is many things. But you need to establish that to like an audience who only knows Batman for the last 25 years or more. They only know Batman to be super real.
Yeah. Super real, super gritty, super
right. And it's like it would be ridiculous for Batman to like I remember watching Batman Begins and being like, wow, Ra's al Ghul. And then they're like, he's not. No, he's not.
Yeah, he doesn't come back.
There's no Lazarus Pit. And I was like, oh, I'm the asshole because I think that's cool. Like, and they're like, yeah, that's right. You're the asshole because you think that's cool. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Like,
that's not what they're doing.
Well, no, but like,
but he built but again, I got to point to Batman v Superman. He built a power suit. Like, you didn't like that movie, but I'm saying like they did show that he could exist in a like fantastical, ridiculous world.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm
like,
saying,
I feel like that door is open. They could do that if they want.
Yes.
It's just they went away from it with the very next movie.
The very next movie they did that.
But it's great. So it's like, how could you be mad?
I know, I'm not mad. I'm just saying, like, but Batman versus Predator was my like palate cleanser crossover where it's like, this writes itself. It's
that would be awesome,
and it wouldn't be that expensive. Like, realistically speaking,
it doesn't have to be anyway.
Yeah, he's not going to go to another. He's not going to go to the Yautja planet. You know, he's not going to fight like Alfred, or you know, Alfred's not going to turn into a goddamn Bane monster. It's just
right.
Just city, dude in a Predator costume, dude in a Batman costume. They fight each other. End of movie.
Could you call it something where you don't know that it's either a Batman movie or a Predator movie, one or the other. Like make it like it's a Batman movie and then the Predator shows up, or make it like it's a Predator movie and then Batman's in it.
Batman shows up.
That is a thing that Hollywood has tried to do a lot. I don't have the specific examples in my head, but I do remember anecdotally that there are things where they're like, this will be a movie that you think is this, and then it turns out to be a sequel to a movie that you know. And I don't remember exactly that. I think there was a Green Arrow pitch like that. I think it was called Supermax, where it was actually like it was a prison break movie, and then you find out the dude in prison is Green Arrow.
Okay, yeah,
gotcha.
But there are other ones where I'm like, they reveal at the end that like it's a sequel. I think the closest thing we got was like M. Night Shyamalan did something where it's like, actually, it's a sequel to Unbreakable, and it's like, yeah, you're too late.
Yeah, he
Also,
did a couple.
sucks.
He did the one
Glass.
Yeah,
and the one with James McAvoy.
Yeah, the one before Glass. Split, and then Glass. Yeah. That was his from his his Shyamalan cinematic universe or something.
Right, that's right. But yes, I think there is a way. But the problem is, like, I mean, you need to tell one of the audiences to show up.
Yeah. So which do you pick? I think you got to go Batman.
You got to go Batman.
You make it a Batman movie, and then.
Yeah, you make it. The Predator can be a fun surprise. I mean, realistically speaking, like there's more Batman fans than Predator fans. Like you bank on the right one, and then the Predator fans go like, "What?" Like, and I have examples of this, like little examples of this, where I'm like, "Oh," I cite Scream 3. I'm watching this movie. Oh, this is dog shit. Jay and Silent Bob show up. Oh,
you're like,
but
oh,
they're
okay.
not like, but they're not. They don't stay. And I was like, that was your mistake. Jay and Silent Bob, it should have turned into a Jay and Silent Bob movie like halfway through Scream 3.
And it screams, so they absolutely could have done that. There's no reason.
That's exactly right.
Because there's no...
Like, Jay is just constantly trying to bang any of the girls in the Scream movie that are alive. They keep dying. And he's like, Jay's getting high while one of them's getting stabbed to death. Like, it writes itself. But that, there was also Casper, the Christina Ricci vehicle, where that movie is weird. But at some point, they're trying to like get people to leave. Like they're getting the ghost to get out of there. There's a montage. First one out of the gate is Father Guido Sarducci is hired to freaking exorcise the building. Let me tell you something. I didn't appreciate it when I first saw it, but that is so funny. I know people don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Like, I don't know who that is. I don't know what you're saying.
Look it up. You'll know. They're like, because Guido Sarducci, it was like a stupid SNL joke.
Guido Sarducci,
yeah. Comedian Don Novello played him on SNL in like the 70s, and he's just a New York Italian, but he's like, he has that kind of Italian accent. He's like, but he's such a like huckster, and he's a moron, and like, so yeah, in the Casper thing, he's like, they're like, so you've done this before? He's like, yeah, I've done it many a time. Yeah, I've studied it, I've heard of it, and I'm pretty sure, I'm reasonably sure that I could take care of it, just. It goes from 100% to I've actually never done this before, and I have no idea if I can do this or not.
Right.
But then after that, Ray Stans in a fucking full Ghostbusters costume comes down, and he goes, "Who are you gonna call?" "Someone else," and then runs away. And that was the only Ghostbusters anything we got for like 30 years. And I'm like, and I was like, that I don't know if that's actually worse than just not getting any Ghostbusters anything forever. Was watching Casper as a kid, just being like, "Yay, I guess. All right. I mean, oh god, Ghostbusters is back." No,
sorry.
Just a bit. No.
Yeah,
okay.
You don't get that.
How long do I have to wait for the next one? 35 years.
But it's going to be totally worth the wait.
Will it? No. Will it ever? There's a bit from The Simpsons. I'm just making a joke now, but the kids go to a box factory on a tour for like how to make boxes, and they're sitting like they've been doing this horrible tour for like the whole day, and then at the end of the tour they're all sitting on the floor, and like the box factory manufacturer guy is just like giving a symposium about boxes to like the 10 kids in the room. And he goes, many things are shipped in boxes, like cards, letter, like, thing, even children's candy. And then Milhouse goes, do any of these boxes have candy in them? No. Will they ever? No. And that's a great joke. But if you keep going, no, we only make boxes that ship nails. So funny. Like, there's no fun with a nail. You can't enjoy that at all. There's no wonderment for the child.
Completely boring.
So boring. We only make boxes that ship nails.
Oh, so there's nothing of value in this experience for me. Great.
And the next door to the TV station, and they're like, whoa, what's that? That is a television station where they film Krusty the Clown and other non-box related material. Since it has nothing to do with boxes, I'll just shut these blinds. And the blinds close like in this devastatingly slow manner. Oh, man, The Simpsons was a great show. Anyway, Jason, did you still have a crossover that you wanted to see? Or
did he say what?
No, I gave my Doctor Who TNG crossover. Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got it. I think we
got it.
I think they're all winners.
I think you're right. I think we're making money here, folks.
Yeah. Well, once again, they should hire us for this shit.
Yeah, whoever they are.
Who's they?
I know. It doesn't matter.
In charge of whatever it is. I mean, like, well, clearly at like Star Trek, at least, that's up for grabs. Like anyone could be in charge of that franchise.
I mean, clearly,
you could just get any. It seems like the only prerequisite you need to get in charge of Star Trek is that you hate it.
Yeah, that's not a great
like every interview
not a great
with J.J.
credential
Abrams,
to
right. Like when he was making the Kelvin, he's like, I hated Star Trek. It was boring and stupid. But then I thought, oh, I got an idea, and I'm like, oh, let me guess. It was a mystery in a box. Surprisingly enough, no.
It was actually wasn't. Yeah.
That's why that effing movie actually holds up.
Yeah, because it's
There's
just a straightforward, relatively
with the time travel and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you remember what they were going to do with the next Star Trek movie?
No,
like the Kelvin movie.
I remember reading about it and I've forgotten.
It's so unremarkable. But if you don't remember, in Star Trek 2009, Kirk's father is played by a young pre-Thor Chris Hemsworth.
Right.
And because all franchises work this way, he was under contract. But, of course, he died. But what if he didn't? So the movie would have been about Kirk teaming up with his dad.
Oh.
Chris Hemsworth. It would have been a time travel movie.
Right.
Cool.
Okay.
I mean, I'm down for a time travel movie because God help me, I was not invested in that timeline anymore. But Chris Hemsworth, I was just okay.
Here's the problem: how many Star Trek feature films can you really have that involve time travel as the central plot point?
Right.
There's a lot of them.
In the first 6, there's only
one
one
per franchise.
That's right.
Right. Yeah.
Every franchise gets one.
Everyone gets one, and it depends on what you do with it. And you have to have fun. It has to go to a fun time.
Right.
It can't be heavy and sad.
Well,
it has to be fun and relatively inexpensive.
TNG went to a not fun time.
It went to a not fun time, but they had fun there.
Being there,
and it was really cheap because it was just at the park around the corner.
Yeah.
Boy, was it cheap!
That was cheap.
Watching First Contact again, they're in a shed. It's just 20 extras, and it's the same 20. I'm like, woof.
Yeah, there are 3 sets in that movie.
Money was spent on that movie, but not
there.
On the past.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, there's 4 sets on that movie. There's the Borg set.
Yep.
The ship.
Yes.
The
Phoenix.
Wherever the camp.
Oh yes, the camp.
And then inside the new ship.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Now that's genius. I mean, good for Frakes. And they were also like, hey, put an extra bit of money into the Borg one because we're just going to keep using that over on Voyager and Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
We need that. And they did. They just reused all that shit.
Oh yeah.
They were like, sweet.
That Star Trek's been doing that for
that's just a Star Trek move, baby.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's genius.
The center engineering console, like the engine room of TNG, Like that table has been used on like every Star Trek series from TNG up through.
Yeah.
They're very good with that, or they were.
You can see. Well, we've watched a lot of Red Letter Media, but like I've seen like the warp core is just.
Oh yeah.
Like in 6, like the TNG warp core is just they're just shooting on the same set.
Yep.
Yeah. No. Yeah. 6. They lightly redress the TNG sets. For...
I mean, that's just economical. I appreciate that. I applaud that kind of shit. Like that's like yeah.
Well, and it looked great. So like, who cares?
I was at no point was I like,
notice.
what? This is insane. I hope somebody really got fired over that blunder. Like, no, I couldn't care less. It's super fun. Well, there you have it, everybody. We want to thank you so much for hanging out with us, and I want to thank my esteemed co-hosts Ethan and Jason for wasting time coming up with answers to my very geeky questions. In the comments down below, let us know what crossover movie you'd like to see, and if you'd like to insert your own question, you can always go to patreon.com/ComicPop and offer your own, and we'll maybe read it on the show here, and it'll go on for an hour while we talk about the answer to it. Who knows? But we want to thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys next time with another episode of A No Comic Required. I am Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Jason.
Excelsior.